I have to kill the music. Welcome to the HackMatrix stream. As you can tell by the two-paneled Tmux. Reminds me of the game Torok. Let's give these crystals some credit and use them in the way that they were used in the past. Kind of. So this would have a terminal. Although I think the colors might be different. Oh, nope. Nope. The colors remain green, blue, and black for the Vim, or the terminal. So this is your primary hack station. If you are the green. For the gray version, can anybody take a guess at what this is? Either watching the video or on stream. This will be, there's a little bit of green on top as opposed to yellow and black. I think the dark color is slightly off, and it's throwing the color scheme off slightly. I like the green edition, but SpaceMax does not have green. However, the purple looks pretty spot on, and so does the sort of lighter color for the letters. And then finally, can anybody take a guess at what this one is? I think this one fits pretty well. You have the blue buttons and icon and notifications and types. And then you have the yellow, looks like function calls. Does anybody know why when I boot VS Code it would load this menu here that says this? It happens every time it boots. It's like, just select its CMake list. It's like, you have access to the workspace tree. Select the one that is, the most significant one. But it does not. And neither do I. I don't think it's needed. Okay, so it's actually nice to keep the code open on all of them. I'm not sure if all of them auto-update though. Like if someone edits code in this and then I think you have to allow it to reload or something in some of these. Maybe it's just when it needs to be saved. That looks hideous. Originally I would programmatically assign position and rotation, or do that through the entity TUI or GUI using the bootable feature, and so these would be perfectly aligned. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something that would be incredibly devious, which is that you have I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard about this because first off, look how janky this setup looks. That's mostly what I'm laughing about. This one is tilted slightly inwards and it almost looks bent. it actually looks like the screen itself is like bent or something. That one, he's like perfect. I got it perfect. Look at that. You can't even see it, dude. Farther I back up. Okay, so that one just disappears. That one looks like it's bent. Just like look how janky it looks, right? I mean, it looks pretty janky. It looks pretty janky. So imagine if this was the only, like, you have to move your mouse and add a window, and that's the only feature I gave, like, the open source people. Or no. I give the open source people all features, but the documentation is just like so poor that they don't know how to use the like the bootable session, which is how I would compose this programmatically to get like perfect, like windows for the video that I made. And then so they would just be like taking screenshots of all these like janky to be fair, I take all my screenshots pretty much with windows generated by the mouse, not by programmatic bootables, which is why I'm kind of laughing at this. But it's like I start composing like these like super complex, like I programmatically compose like these super complex like orbs of apps that you can like navigate across by like the entirety of Wikipedia, like spread out around an orb in the form of browser tabs or something like that. And meanwhile, people are like using their mouse to create like really janky, symmetries like I just did here. And people would be like, "Oh my God, did you like hand place all of those?" It's like, no, it's programmatic. But the reason why the documentation sucks for the bootable, I actually tried to add documentation, is mostly I just don't use it much. It's a difficult system to utilize, which is unfortunate because then it breaks. Or then I port and I don't add that feature back or whatever. I don't know what happened in the case of this one. This one's mostly a database issue, I think, actually, which is really stupid because my database in my working HackMatrix is under Git. So if I do like a weird Git operation and nuke that file just for some reason, I lose all the like engine data, which basically means like I lose all of the models, everything that like, and if I start loading Windows using bootable, which I have done before, I lose that as well. And so like it just becomes a barren wasteland without that database. Or if, it gets reset. So I need to find a way to deactivate it. Keep it in the demo mode, but deactivate it. Or add a switch, make this the default database, and then switch into the Cooper Logos database, which is almost definitely what I'll need to do. There is still a lot of work to do on this MMO, but the fun thing is that I can make working on an MMO feel like I'm in an MMO. Meta MMO, which makes it fun to film and stream and such. By the way, multiplayer exists. You can see it's not staged for commit yet, but there is multiplayer. I got that working not last stream, but the stream before it. However, it's a local host multiplayer. I have used a AWS EC2 server for hackrpg.com using this multiplayer, which was streamed, and some of the chat actually joined the multiplayer. So I'll probably set that up soon as well. I need to figure out how to create like a sort of maybe demo or open source. I need like different realms, maybe that's what I'm trying to. I need a way to like separate things that I'm going to put out as open source versus things I'm going to put out as, you know, maybe not, and sold on like Steam or something. I'm still trying to figure out the best way to like earn a living with like mostly open source stuff, or something that aligns with open source freedom principles. But anyways, I will at some point open up multiplayer for people to join. Maybe when I just sell the distro. April 15th is when it goes live. I think there is going to be a distro launch party for the multiplayer stuff. Well, the distro in general, but for the multiplayer stuff, I want to have like an actual party in the game. And so whoever wants to join the game on stream, I'm selecting people for the party. And I'll give you a free copy of the distro, which I'll be selling for a good amount of money. Like I said before, in my last stream, I read a book called Think and Grow Rich, which basically its intent was to psyop money consciousness into a person and then essentially make them into magical beings that fulfill like business destinies. That's basically the premise of the book. Whether you believe it does that or not, it's up to you, but that was the premise of the book. It's personally it's been quite a journey for me reading that book, but I do have money consciousness now, which can bother people sometimes. It bothers me actually. when I read the book, I was like, what? Like, I was like, I'm not this obsessed with money. The entire book's about making money. It's like, I'll give it a try, I guess. That looks so janky, it's hilarious. I kind of want music. It sucks that I can't have like my favorite bands on here because I'm streaming. It's just a sacrifice I have to make, I guess. I have to use royalty-free music, and most people don't mark their music as royalty-free. I'm just gonna turn on some jazzy cafe, guys. Some southern jazz. Or Appalachian jazz. Alright, let's take a look at the stream chat. And maybe the title, okay, late night stream. I didn't give it a proper title because I was like, I'm not really going to do much on stream. Why'd you choose to use a log for my mouse pad? Because the log fit the description of what I needed. I'm going to keep this window open. It's got no copyright, free music, Iceland start, some graphics API thing. What appears to be Hong Kong. Oh my gosh, I'm getting pings of, oh, I deleted it. I deleted the algo. The algo data. Goodbye, data. The thing with starting a stream before I know what I'm going to do is, well, what do I do? I think I want to clean up the Git repository first. Okay, so this adds crow. I'm on a separate branch called distro. I guess I can add the DB. Just keep it under Git because it's. I guess I can release this branch for a while, and then maybe I'll delete it. Add DB. Maybe I won't add the DB. Scripts. I don't think I need to change the entity type. I do want to change the source multiplayer for the web GUI. So I got multiplayer working, which is why the CMake list crow is added. Okay, so this is just a multiplayer commit then. Okay, so it's getting a little bit more difficult to, I guess, compile this thing. It requires, like right now, it requires a Tracy submodule. It requires WL roots local, and now it requires a installed crow. At least for me, from source via the GitHub, not from Gen 2. So it's kind of a problem. It's just the local source is proliferating. But that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a distro, is because I can control, I guess, system versions, or just manually compile for the architecture or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what I will do, but people won't even have to build the system or have the libraries installed. They'll already exist. That's actually how robots in general ship all their drivers and such on Raspberry Pi cards. They just set up the OS themselves. It's weird to have to do that for a game, but this is a little different than a game, I guess. Everyone was saying that they dislike the camera keys. Or maybe not everyone, some people were. So let's have a poll. Do you dislike the keys? A controls poll. When handling keys, do Do you like them soft or loud? Now do the deferred action and respond to the pull request. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Okay, so what is it that I'm doing in this right here? Okay, I want to see what the get diff on the scripts are. So the entity TUI, okay, that actually needs to be removed. I don't know what the name of that thing is. I think I want to keep a Claude open, or a Claude open. For some reason the stream now has me saying Claude, and I'm not even using Claude at the moment. It's just because I used Claude a lot last time I was big into streaming. Codex. Tell me. I forgot what I was supposed to be having it tell me. What is the name of the Crunchbang path prog declaration on exe interpreter directive? I know it says shebang. Is it actually just shebang? And I thought that's what this was, but I suppose, I don't know, I just considered this syntax. I didn't really hard code it to the interpreter directive or whatever. It should have a name like directive works, but interpreter, I don't know. I've never seen this before. env bash. I usually just use a single program path. Whatever. Rn the shebang. Is that actually how you spell it? Shebang? Yeah, shebang. Or crunchbang is usually how I say it. Rn the crunchbang. Oops, get status. Okay, the DB doesn't go, but what's going on with the client? Okay, so I changed the API a few times, I think. What was I using the API for? I think it was to move the robot, maybe? Because I specifically avoided using the API. Specifically, it's the ZMQ API that creates for multiplayer. I think it is set up to probably the Wayland hard-coded API though, maybe? I'm not even sure. It's not hard-coded. It's 3345. Get diff scripts. Oops. Get diff client libs. Yeah. So we do want to add this. The port of the API changed for the primary launcher. Launch. To push. Okay, what else? Diff scripts. Okay, there goes that. App as voxels, bring back all the cool old features. API base, okay, I'll keep the ideas. Get all ideas. Git commit. Just git reset. Move ideas to distro ideas. Okay, add some ideas about what would be valuable in the distro release. Open Magica. What in the fuck? I think it's okay to delete this. What do I do with code refuse, you know? It's like, oh, I want to delete it, but it's not even under Git, so do I commit it and then delete it? Will I ever see it? I know, I'll just make my trash public. I know what you're supposed to do with this stuff. Gist. What the fuck? That is not the gist I want. Here we go. It's just some slop. What does this even do? What do I call this? It's just what is it? It's open Magica voxel in HackMatrix Dutch. We'll make it public because who cares? No one cares. I'll just share public, like maybe just every stream I'll just share like an abundance of just like crap code, just refuse that I just delete. It's possible. Do you want code debris? Some meteorites and asteroids just out in space? Just discarded RM open magic voxel. Get status. Cat scripts first NPC. Okay, so this is an NPC that I let. Basically what I did in the last stream as well. I just wanted an NPC that I don't know, it was just help the tutorial one, I guess, maybe. But I just let codecs just make a helpful NPC, and it's not great. But I mean, I think it adds some maybe some scaffolding or something that maybe tells me how I should, or gives me ideas about an NPC, or I mean, one thing that I like is that it has like the show basic commands, and I guess that's all it has. It's hilarious. It has a menu structure, a topic structure, like a help section. That's kind of cool, I guess. It's very basic. Okay, so oh god, and it has build instructions that like snuck in when I was supposed to just be like, you know, hotkey commands here. It's really bad. I don't want to edit it, and I don't want to delete it, and I don't want to put it in a gist. I just don't want to add it, and then when people get the code, they're just like, what is this slop? I don't want to edit it right now. I don't want to delete it or put it in a gist or something. This code is just slop template, basically. Ask codecs to give me a NPC. I don't want to edit it right now. I don't want to leave it. I don't know how useful it is. First NPC, slot PC. Now this one's a little more interesting. So let's go ahead and close this, clear this. So this actually goes back to what we were just working on with the robot. If I can do like a reverse, like LATR. Yeah, that's what I want, I think. Later. Okay, so it's actually not that one I want. Let's decrease so you can see the entire list. I forgot the robot's entity. Robot, please tell me your entity ID. This is its terminal. It's not even above it though, because I didn't even get that far in the work. So, I actually think I have the TUID programmed or saved somewhere in Agents. HackMatrix. I feel very uneasy about this code. I usually don't code like this. But that's fine. Okay, so I don't know the actual entity ID for this, so I'll go back to HackMatrix and then Python scripts entity tool and scroll down to get the entity ID of the robot. Specifically the robot 0, so 21. I thought this one it was, but I wasn't sure 100%. Then scripts move robot. Okay, so I have to actually provide the ID. What and just happened? Oh, did you guys see that? What the shit? Where is it going to? Maybe it goes into this and just disappears. Okay, so it goes into the, what, block here? Where the fuck does it go? Okay, so it seems it seems to get stuck in the dirt. And it's the movement. I have no idea why this is so slow. Whatever function's doing the moving is just terrible. Which is completely silly because it renders based off of position every time. So I think the person's right. It's got to be because it's recomputing shadows every time it moves. So that's something we'll have to solve. Because I don't want it to be super slow like this. I just don't. Maybe we don't solve shadows every move. Maybe we should, like every tick. Maybe we solve them every like 6 ticks or something. Because this is just unbearably slow. But that would also mean that the thing escapes its shadow. I don't know how to handle that. Okay, we'll just have to see what's going on with that in a moment. Okay, and then the database. So the database is something that probably needs a bit of an overhaul. And the reason for that, first off, it has been sort of clearing out some of the models that I have, and I think that's a database issue. Or maybe the clearing out of models isn't, maybe that's another problem. But there have been times where I have added models, maybe because one did get cleared out, and then the program crashes, and because it doesn't save the database every so often, only on a safe exit or a clean exit, a crash will actually cause the database to, every change that I made to the game and the engine just disappears. It's terrible. It really is an awful situation when it does that. I think I've put this map up here like 4 times, maybe 3 or 4 times. So I've got to sort of have an indirection of database. So this is like the default one, and then I can point to the database in Kuberlogos itself. I wonder if it would be extremely dizzying if instead of having a mobile pointer like this with this window static, the pointer was locked to my first person, so it's like a reticle, and then I have to use it like I click and point like that, so I don't focus, but I like have to use my pointer like that. I think that would be kind of hilarious, actually. It would be so annoying to use. Here, I'm going to pretend like I'm using an app like that. Let's go up to chat. Okay, the stream gods have spoken. I pressed a hotkey and it crashed because I was trying to go up to the browser to use a browser like a first-person shooter mouse. It didn't really work because it crashed. So I will listen to the stream gods and not pursue the first-person shooter mouse. But I will open up chat. Robert Eldersoft is online. Okay, so no chat, have viewers. What did I name this stream again? I think it's just a late night stream. So I guess what is a late night stream without getting coffee? Maybe a need to be quiet stream. Maybe it need to be a little bit quieter. But I am going to get coffee, so I make instant coffee, so it doesn't take very much heat. I don't need heat. I just pour cold water into a bucket. I drink coffee from a bucket, guys. I do pour it into a mason jar. I drink it from a mason jar, actually. Oh, we're in luck, guys. It's meditation time. CalCF. What was I going to do? I think it's talks, and then I was. It just needs to be in parens %1. Chmod plus xay say foo. Say foo. Okay. Making coffee. Tinks. That looks hilarious. I don't think it's possible to increase or decrease the size. It takes basically that much for it to become useful or useless. Whoa. Okay, so now. Okay, so the cool thing is that if I want a screenshot where the penguin takes up half the screen, but I have tmux that doesn't allow that, and I have to have this size in order to see it, which changes the size of this to make it smaller. Well, 3D perspective is your friend. How do I make the penguins take up half my screen? I just get closer to it. And then it's like, well, you can't see the H-top, but that's fine because, well, now I can. The H-top was just kind of for aesthetics anyways. I am going to make some coffee, but it's literally going to take me like 30 seconds. And then I'm going to do a goal writing and meditation because my alarm went off. You just heard it's 10. I have them set to like on hours, basically. I'll be right back. Okay, got the coffee made. Oh, I think I saw chat. I think I was up here checking out chat. I don't think anybody said anything in chat. No chatters yet. My leg hurts pretty badly. Oh man, I just got my hand in the sap from the mouse pad. Mouse pad cedar sap. Let's go. Drinking coffee. Oh, wait. Oh, you know what I should do? You know what I should really do for this type of thing? I'll show you what I should do. Let's see. Kuberluga stream, maybe that's what it is. Okay, so it's not in Kuberluga stream. Maybe I remember it. MPlayer. TV. Okay, so it has TV. I created a TV, but it needs a source. Oh gosh, am I going to crash because of that? No, I don't crash because of that. Okay. Is it? Okay, closed. Let's go to this one and codecs, and then MPlayer TV video selection. Driver via, okay. Wait, is that how you actually write that? that's the case, it's hilarious. I don't even know. What's the video here? It's probably just video 1. In play. Oh, yeah, let's do that. V4L2 CPL. List inputs. It's funny how much I have to do to get a webcam. No input. Oh, camera. Loopback. What is the... Well, I'm going to give you the exact command. Okay, so what is the... What's the video number for it? Video 0, input 1, 2, 0. I feel like it's going to take forever for me to figure out how to do this. Device equals video 0, input equals 1, I guess. That's kind of what I want, right? That doesn't work. Two, 1, 2, and 5. So I'll try. So 5. We can try 5. I know what 5 is. I'm not even sure if it'll be able to open it. Yeah, didn't think so. So it locks on it. So 5 is the stream. Okay, so I haven't tried 1 yet. I'm not sure what that input is for as well. Okay, that's streaming something. Hey, that's me. Kind of block that. That's there we go. Let's see my entire face. I'll take my hat off. You can see the thing in the wall back there. Okay, you guys see me. Let's go. Kind of want a hat, actually. It almost makes me want to turn the desk around now so you guys can see the HackMatrix in the background. Because it's actually, I didn't even think about that. That's what it should be on stream, right? Also, I don't think I ever want my face to be like super visible. Like, I want it to be like this far back, like at all times. Write a script that says, if you are the M player, you must be, no matter what, you must be 10 away from the the camera, so you literally cannot get too close to the webcam, that window there. I'm tired, but I have a full glass of coffee here. I hate that I have this blanket up here. It looks, frankly, way more trashy than the art that I have been working on. However, let's take a look at this. This platform that I've built, it looks a bit like, maybe I can move closer to it. I've shown you guys on the video, but it looks, I don't know, it's probably difficult to see there. And then there is simply some painting on the wall over here. Obviously still incomplete, but I could do the stream and you could just see this thing develop over time. It's supposed to be a city, so it's slowly coming together, I think. Just making a few marks at a time. A painting is 1,000 brush strokes or something. I'm gonna close this. Once I get the video, like something to film, I'll get rid of that fear of filming myself. and actually put myself on webcam. So, and I think that's the one. But I am going to cat this or echo this into this is the laptop's webcam. But what happens is if I plug in a USB webcam, I think those will probably occupy 3 and 4, or maybe 3. But what I think I want to do is, because this is a cybernetic OS and a cybernetic stream, I think I want to have a bunch of stream inputs from various like robotics cameras and stuff, or maybe like other players like streams or something, and then I could sort of arrange video streams from various sources that do not originate from my computer, basically. So the first thing that comes to mind is like my robot. Robots pretty much invariably have cameras, and so adding like RoboCam to your stream, it seems like a fun idea. With OBS, I'm not sure how easy it is to like add external video. Probably pretty easy. But with FFmpeg, which is what I'm using, I think it's maybe not easy, but quite powerful to sort of combine streams. So I'm sort of excited to see how that works out. Anyways, I no longer need this window. Vinge Ren Gaoma says, "This is really neat. Thank you." Okay, so I got multiplayer working. I guess something I can add to the description is if anyone who can access the stream inside of HackMatrix wants to send me a message that they are in HackMatrix, I would then turn on the server for the multiplayer, and you could join me on stream and improve multiplayer, if that is something that anybody wants to do. So I'm going to actually put that in the description now that multiplayer is pretty well available now. There we go. I think that's what I want there. Let's see what's going on with this. So we see that, wow, it's Kaylee says, is this an X11 WM or a Wayland compositor? If WL, are you using a compositor library like WL Roots or Smith-A? That is a good question. Let's take a look. So this is HackMatrix. If I hack X11, it contains a lot of stuff for X11. If I go to source and hack X11, it has X11 and controls, Wayland app. Way too many things, to be frank. The window manager, the space, window manager space. So someone who took a look at the source code would be like, oh, this is has a whole app with like all of these functions. They're like, oh, that's obviously an X11, like a window manager. And it's like, it was. When I ported it with codecs mostly, I had it write automated tests for various on-screen things, and then had it pretend it was a user, so it would spin up HackMatrix, run around in it, like do things in it, and then make sure that the required result happened. So it was like a full integration automation test. And so setting codecs loose on that full test-driven development cycle made the Wayland port happen pretty quick, but it also just completely destroyed my code base, making it somewhat unintelligible. I say completely, it wasn't that bad. I've been refactoring it as well. But as one consequence, X11 apps and Wayland apps both exist. The Wayland version definitely having WL roots library backend, essentially, which obviously communicates over the Wayland protocols. I think that sufficiently or completely answers your question, I think. It's difficult to read it backwards, but yeah, I think that answers it. Hindsight, you know what they say? It's -20 or something. So, let me show you the bane of my existence at the moment. This. I have one of these sitting on my desk. And I need to get a HackMatrix distro on it and boot it or something. I need to deliver the distro. It's actually a raw image. What does that mean? One may ask. And I would say I have a very rough answer that is filled with misunderstandings and lack of knowledge. But one distinction is that one says QCal and the other says raw. A boot sector. One tells me the size, what type of image it is, and then the other is just like, here's a boot sector. I think they both can be installed or written to partitions or a file drive or something. I think the raw version expands directly into an unpartitioned drive destination, like NVMe 0 and 1, which I'm definitely not going to flash this HackMatrix thing into my SSD that is currently running my Gen 2 HackMatrix. That would be absolutely stupid. But I guess one could do that. But what I will do is attempt to flash that to a SSD card or something, and then boot that on a machine after I reboot it from, I guess, BIOS or whatever. The problem, which now I think is solved, actually, with that camera, that webcam thing I did. I should actually add the other webcam. The problem is that in order to flash, or in order to test this on stream, I need a camera that can show me filming another machine. And I'm streaming from this machine, so I just need a camera hooked up to this machine, I guess. So that's sort of the plan. I think oh man. So I do have I was concerned I was going to have to overwrite a hard drive, a laptop's hard drive. But I was like, no, this is a live USB, so it should just boot. I hope. It may not. So I think that's the plan right now. I think that's the most important thing at the moment, actually, is for me to, on stream or not, and I want to do it on stream, and record it as well, maybe make a video of it. Obviously burning a SSD, or burning an ISO is not super difficult. I've never done it where I've put together my own live USB though, so that's sort of going to add some complexity. Also, I want the live USB to be read-writable, which is why I'm not writing it as a standard ISO, but I'm going to write it as a like raw file or whatever. I'm not sure how that works. But I basically just asked Codex what the difference is for read-write, and it told me to use a raw. Hopefully it's not lying to me. And if it is, well then I'll have to re-educate myself. But we'll see. I think it's probably simple enough that it knows. So there is a USB, another USB webcam that I'm going to go and fetch. So that way we can then work on the laptop without disrupting the stream. Every time I have to go from the machine booting the new HackMatrix to this machine that's streaming and working on the distro itself. So this one I can use in a tripod, which is what I will do. This is the first time I've ever had a tripod for it, actually. So I'm excited. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I guess that's fair. Okay, perfect. So I have a tripoded webcam. I'm now plugging into my computer so you guys can have a full-time view of the art. Basically, is what is happening. Okay. I have also done this with my phone, but it's a little bit more difficult with the phone. Stream stuff, which is pretty fun. The phone has pretty high def, pretty good camera, you know. Okay, so I'm going to ls dev video start again. So now you see 3 and 4. So let's go to cd stream. And then copy the laptop webcam to the USB webcam. And then I guess we'll start with 3. So 2 was already in existence. Let's run the USB, and we are live with USB. You can see HackMatrix wall. Based. HackMatrix art wall. full time, guys. Full time. You guys want to see me do some art and paint some stuff? That would be getting away from the most important thing, though. And then I can take this out. Yo, guys, check this out. Here's my robot. What is the robot? It's a tarot card. Ah, yes, the High Priestess. It's missing a wheel. Oh man, I shouldn't have food here. But it's missing a wheel. Which exists over here. I haven't shut off the, it's a little messy. This is a thing I made out of cedar. Which my piano bench, which has limbs broken off of this, is sitting on. So it's just the right height for my legs. And then here's the thing that's been leaking sap. Okay, so we have boards. We have a HackMatrix art mural webcam full-time for coordinate painting. It's actually for the USB stuff. So I think I'm going to put chat maybe down here. You guys are pretty far away. Let's see if there's anybody who can see anything. Oops. What types of 3D files does it read? Quite a few. OBJ right now. STL. So there's a library called ASSIMP, and it can probably handle most of the files, although I implemented just a subset, somewhat of a subset of, I guess what the files are, the types of configurations that type of file can have. So an OBJ file has certain features, and so I think if you stay within the realm of the features that an OBJ has, or the OBJs that I use, what they have, I think you can probably open any file, maybe. But if you start using features that have there's a whole bunch of abstractions when you go to tear apart one of these files and turn it into something that is unified, that can be rendered by all machines. And some of those just abstractions I just ignore and don't handle. So, can you sell Linux distro? Asks Aiden Chling. I mean, I don't know if there are better ways. BSD would be a better choice. Yeah, I can sell a Linux distro. Vinjrengeoma says, neat. Wasn't sure if you were using like your own file systems or what. Yeah. So one thing I think I want to really focus on, and let's go back to that webcam. I have a curd. I have it's not here in the art section, but it's here. Let's see if I can voxels. That's a replica of my house. I have technically those are 4 stories, but it's a basement and an attic and then a 2-story. $20,000, guys. Apparently I want to turn it into HackMatrix Resort. But I want to use the .vox extension, and the reason for that is I think it probably is what Magic Voxel uses, and it probably is a pretty efficient way to represent pretty much anything that you want to represent in a voxel. And I just assume that because Magic Voxel is an incredible piece of software and can render all sorts of crazy stuff. And I think its Vox format is probably well suited to that. So that would, if I implemented something, a custom reader, it would be for like a .vox file. And then I would turn this into a dynamic
microvoxel engine, so that way, like, everything would become editable if you choose to allow editing on the object. Alright, where did I put the stream? Here we are. Okay. So, I have to go find where leave the laptop. Oops. Don't want to knock over my webcam here. But I do have to find where I put the laptop for this. Here we go. We have a very ancient but still working and chargeable sort of HP laptop. So it will be this device that I will attempt to boot HackMatrix distro on. HackMatrix actually already boots onto the machine. It has the old X11 version. I think I need to set up a place to put the laptop. Perhaps I can just turn it down. I think that looks moderately good, I guess. And then I can set the laptop here. Very good, very good. And then with the serial getting in the way again. I suppose I can plug the keyboard for the laptop, this laptop, and this mouse, but I probably won't. You can hardly see me move the mouse while I do that. It's funny. You can see me pick it up though. It's just when I move it, it goes crazy as it is. Just the mouse. I need to go put the checks up and then get the charger for this laptop, so we can get where's the stick? If we're going to do this aesthetically, then I should have a USB stick sitting somewhere in the frame. And I'd like to do some cable management as well, maybe broom that up. Where's that charger? Okay, so I found the charger. They did pretty well with the this efficiency size of the box. It's pretty small. Okay, so It is charging. I can see the light on the side. Okay, it boots. It boots. It is live. It lives. Okay, and for the aesthetics that I called out, we can just put that on the. Let's see what's going on right there. So, I guess I'll just drop it right there. Drop it right here, most prominent. There we go. There we go. Now you can see it. Maybe. It's so old it takes a very long time to boot. Suppose I can raise this a bit. Almost lost it, guys. Almost lost it. Bro, it's taking so long to boot. You guys see how long it's taking? It's crazy. Why is it taking so long? Oh, it has a C drive that I accidentally just pulled out. It's not about breaking it. It sounds cool, right? Finally. I don't want you guys to see my password.
Okay, I actually do find it funny that I just said that. I don't want you guys to see my password, and then the stream cut out. I didn't do that on purpose. The stream just randomly cut out. I need to open up that camera and see into what was it? What was I working? No, stream. This would be the USB webcam. Good? Are we live with it? Hey, we are back at business. Let's go. This feels like Ultra Hacker movie. Speaking of which, the login and password I think were hacker and hacker. Hacker login. Oh, that's really weird. Okay, maybe it's not that and I need to actually move the camera. So let's move it over to a chill spot. Guys, this sucks. Maybe I should just plug it in and just forget it. I don't want to even log in, to be honest. It did run X, but I'm not able to log in for some reason. I can't remember my creds, and it's kind of weird because I just logged in like a few days ago. But I'm not going to really try. So I'm just going to turn it off. I think I tried to burn the raw to this USB already. So we're going to plug the USB in and try to boot from it and see if we get the Arch HackMatrix out of it. We might. Might work. Just might work. That says Arch, but it's probably going to be the same Arch we just launched. In fact, I'm going to probably just close this and it immediately jumps into this. Okay, I actually forgot how to to go into the BIOS on this thing. What is this? This is an HP Pavilion laptop. Get into BIOS. Turn off computer F10. Freaking HP people. Repeatedly press F10. What about delete? I guess I have to hold F10. Still, that didn't work. Guys, I'm not happy with this. Oh my god, it's a YouTube video. Okay,
check your manual to see which to use. Turn the PC on and immediately press F10 or escape repeatedly. The BIOS and startup menu
That's
should open.
hilarious. Hey, you got it, guys.
Starts up too quickly. You can get to the BIOS from Windows. Open the Start menu and click Settings.
I've got a BIOS.
Scroll down and click Update and Security. Select Recovery, then Restart Now.
Okay, I don't need this
Your
person
computer
talking to me.
restarts with a recovery menu.
Okay, we're in the BIOS. You guys can't see it very well because it's so bright. So you guys literally see nothing. Yeah, let's see if we can get a better view of this. Ultra hacker. Oh gosh. Okay, so you basically will never be able to see what this thing is doing, I guess. Oh, it does not like that. Listen to that. Do you hear that? Okay, let me turn this off. Or maybe I can turn down the brightness or something at some point. Excuse me. How do I get to the boot order? Where's the boot order? USB CD-ROM. I mean, if I had a CD-ROM, that would be okay. Oops. OS boot manager. Oh, the USB CD-ROM. Okay. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know if that changes anything. I could just try to see what boots. So that's Grub version 2.122, and then I pulled up the disk. I guess I could pull out the disk while it boots to see what it does. Okay, so my guess is that this USB just doesn't have anything on it, and it would boot from it if it did. That's my guess. Maybe that guess is wrong now. So let's test that hypothesis, I guess. So I lose mouse or camera if I plug this USB stick into my machine, or that's what I thought. But it actually has two ends So it has a regular USB end, and then it has a USB-C end, which is interesting. Alright, let's put this on a block here. I'm not sure, looking at my dirty floor. This part of the floor hasn't been, there's my legs. Is that a cool view? You guys like that? There we go. It's perfect. Just my legs. Just legs. It's all legs from here. Okay, so let's see what we need to do. I'm going to go to ChatGPT, that is. How do raw file into USB for editing? Need file system edit. Need install app on USB. Need raw file yeet into boot thing. Has multiple party sections, titions. Please yeet onto the USB. What's a funny one? Let's say oops, UPS, oopos. Oop. Yeet HackMatrix.ra into USB. Sorry for the Grug chats GPT up. So you can literally just DD the, okay. Well, I guess we can just yeet. Let's try to yeet. I'll keep that open. So we have here, we have a USB. Do we have an SDA? SDA. Alright, let's lock onto it. And then let's remove it. Oh, perfect opportunity, guys. Perfect opportunity. We get an action shot. Boop. As expected. Okay, action shot number 2. Robot time. Can you guys tell where it's from? It's Micro Center. All over the place. All over the place. It's too much feet. Too many shoes. You guys can't see my my wood. I need a kitty term. Kitty time. Okay, so I'm going to yeet this into SDA, and then it's going to be HackMatrix Arch. Okay, so we'll get proof that this works. Or rather, proof that we have successfully written, the thing to the file system. The thing to the segmented brain system that is caused by lack of sleep and other things. The segmented brain, segmented mind system. Are we getting that 100 megabytes per second over the USB 3, USB-C? I hope it has the drivers it needs. I got Arch and then installed it onto a QCOW for Kemu, and then converted that to a RAW file after I got that working. So with luck, I just plug it in and it just opens up HackMatrix. That's the ideal. Also, I haven't tested HackMatrix on the Wayland version on a low power system like this. It worked for X. The Wayland version, not sure. We'll see. Might be good, might be bad. Is this VR? Nope. There is VR. Where is it? It's hard to orient my hand. I think the movements don't correspond to the directions that I'm seeing. Okay, I can just look at the object. There's a VR Oculus Quest. You don't need a 30-second exposition shot on VR. Excuse me. Shoes, on the other hand, that's what every YouTube audience wants to see. Let's see how the, that's the camera, where I'm lost in a maze of 3D terminals. And, let me show you the sap that is building up on my my mouse. Okay, so let's look up at me. Hello, so wooden plank, cedar plank, my mouse. Okay, so you can see everything that's yellow is sap. So it's just like there's a sap deposit that's it's just on this right side. I can actually show you the sap deposit. It's just a giant pocket. I'm going to show you. So these right here, think of this as like jelly-filled Pop-Tart, basically. But it's tree sap. It's tree sap. Okay, and so you can see that there's a crack. So this jelly-filled pocket is full of sap all the way at least to this crack here, and so that's just I got stuck there. But this is like jelly-filled Pop-Tart, and then my mouse keeps running over this hole basically, and it's distributing the sap onto the mouse. So. But I flipped it around now. Not sure how much I like that. I think I want to flip it back. It does solve the sap problem, but the aesthetics I like more. I would rather have so there's two sides to it. If you take a look at it like this. So the one side is a little slanted. It's got more features like that thing. And then this side is flat. It's kind of flat. So I prefer the non-flat side. Curve side to be up front so you guys can see it. Or maybe show it to or whatever, you know. It's like when you sit with a laptop with stickers, you know. I'll bring this up. Wow. Inception. That's actually a cool angle there. We'll use that. My dog is sleeping over there. You can barely see him over there. We can get a nice sort of fractal or recursive thing here. Bro, what is happening? I don't know if I like what's going on with this. Gosh, there's more sap on my mouse. I shouldn't have removed it. The other sap was at least not as sticky. The new stuff is sticky. Okay, so I guess the disadvantage to using a raw image is that this thing has blown up to 40 gigabytes. So basically a typical AAA video game size, but it's a Linux distro, so whatever. Oh, it's done. 43 gigabytes. Speaking of which, being done, it's time for some meditation, because nearly every hour, I will meditate. So the way this works, where do we do this at? We'll do this here. After I remove the disk. Actually, I'll keep the disk in there. We can remove it when we go to install this thing. Before I do the meditation, we can go into chat and see if anybody has requested anything. Wow, it's Scaly says, Wayland compositors can run pretty well on weak hardware. I ran Neri on a 2012 Intel Atom for note-taking and basic web browsing for some time, when I had no other portable machines to take with me. Interesting. That's actually similar to the experience I had. I had a Intel Atom ePC, with which I used that at a hackathon at HackRU, where I built my first, or designed my first robot. Used the first 3D printed part that I've ever used, or that I had ever used. It was quite fun. It was actually part of a robot at some point. It was the basically computing core of a robot, and then I used it to Skype. So Skype with the remote control server, basically the control computer. So you could poor man's camera API, basically. Just put a bunch of. Oh, sorry. I like to say the name before I just dive into the reading. So I just dove into the reading and then said, "Oh, sorry," because of the name. So back up. Venge Ren Gaoma says, or asks, says, just put a bunch of meshes underneath the voxels and you can make it another 100 gigabytes. Yeah. Well, these are meshed. Pre-meshed, I think. Well, these are OBJ files, actually. So this is not rendering voxels. This is OBJ stuff. It has a voxel representation. But once there is a proper voxel engine. That's what this is. These are voxels, like actual voxels. But at some point, I did have a voxel system. It was a full Minecraft system, and it would just kept an in-memory voxel representation, just straight arrays, and it would mesh everything anytime anything changed. I think it just remeshed the chunk though, so it's a good optimization to have. Anyways, the meditation, which is this screen, I believe. So before we go to self, let's run the goal meditation. This is what we do. So before I do that, I want to do a tmux, and I want to do a split, and then I want to decrease the size of this, and then I want to do the goal meditation again. Okay, so this is an esoteric channel. The HackMatrix has a temple in it and is inspired by partially Terry Davis's Temple OS. As such, maybe not as such. The interest in Terry Davis's OS is just maybe an example of the esotericism that I like and the sort of divinely inspired mission of computing. So with that, on my stream, I like to do magical goal writing. This is essentially what I think it is. For people who are esoteric, they believe that basically consciousness is everything, that everything is intelligent, even the massless things, and especially the massless things, and that thoughts can control reality, essentially, or thoughts are reality. And so you can use meditation as a sort of magic. And as you do this, you sort of approach a oneness with God, and you understand what people call God is. So that's what this is. Specifically, on a more materialistic side, I have a goal. Self-goals. And you should keep a goal, or keep goals, maybe, if you want to. My goal is fairly simple, which is, I'm actually going to rewrite it here. I make $1,000, $10,000, $1,000 by April 15th, 2026 from HackMatrix distro launch. Boom. Okay, so there, I just write the goal, and then I do that. After 5 lines, it will be 5 minutes. I don't think I'm going to film myself, but usually what I do, I'll show you. I have maybe I can film myself meditating. I don't want to show my neck beard at the moment, but I have just a meditation pillow here. Too late, son. Neck beard revealed. Okay, meditation time, so let's sit down and meditate on a goal. I can't be so loud. That's extremely loud, guys. Way too loud, way too loud. That's going to, you guys are going to see directly into my knees, essentially, if I sat down like this. Basically just like this. So. Let's just look like that and back away. Okay, I'm going to take a look at chat. Oh, almost lost it. Funny that. Ugh. Excuse me. It's 11:11, guys. Perfect way to end the meditation session. I guess if you meditate 5 minutes, it's pretty likely for you to hit 11:11, but you know. Gotcha, very nice. Done with that. Oh wow, that's really far behind to make it live. Okay, so we were last writing to the file here, or to the disk, the USB. So that should be good to go. And should be plugged into this. I was pretty confident that would be something after the first try. Nice. See if I can actually keep this angle. So if you look down here, you can see that the rod is basically like vertical, or horizontal, I mean. It's not ideal. So I can take the rod and move it all the way down and set it up to something like this. Oh no. Something that's funny, which I guess you would expect from a compositor creator, is that I like composition more than actually doing the thing sometimes. That's a terrible composition though. We're actually focusing on the computer itself. There we go, what's that like? Oh, that's actually good. It's actually pretty good. It was hard to tell because I was like cropping it, you know? Mountain crop. Or the cave crop. Okay, so I'm going to reboot this. And we'll see if we can get anything besides whatever booted. The old arch to boot. To boot. Okay, so I can lean this back so you guys can see it like that, and then move it back to this. So right now what it's doing is, I think it's in, ooh, you see that flashing? That's flashing. So we'll see what the login screen looks like. It takes forever to boot. You can see the only thing it says is SDA or something. SDA 3, so that's a cool shot. Get to see the fixed gear bike. The only thing that's kind of annoying is well, I guess the power has to be, it's like mandatorily in the shot, because that's the only route that can take, unless I decide to put it behind that wheel, and that seems too sketchy to me. I don't want to run over it with my wheel every time. At least the back wheel. Run over it twice, I guess. Okay, so this looks like it's frozen, right? In a way it kind of is. My nails are kind of gross. I'll use this. Okay, so as a reminder, this cave here, this is one card on the mural wall up here, which you can't see from this angle. And as it stands right now, this cave is one of the tiles, or part of one of the tiles, which you can also see up here. So this board here is a replica of this card, which I showed at a better angle, but it's going to be difficult to show because look how far above the screen I am. So this is the cave room with the water and the door out back with a trail to the, I called them demon cows, but horses maybe. Okay, so it loaded, and you can see it says Hacker Login, which means that this arch system is not the arch system I set up, because I don't think it would say Hacker Login. Hacker being the host name, I think. And so just to prove that, I can unplug it, and it'll still say Hacker Login, I think. I mean, it's booting again into the same grub that it always has booted into. So for some reason, I don't think this ISO thing boots the way that I think it should. So that's unfortunate. And so I don't know where to go from there. So maybe the problem is that like the conversion from QCOW to the raw file just didn't work out correctly, or I didn't set up the BIOS or grub correctly or something. Although it boots in QEMU. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that. Let's see. Venjren Gaomas asks, have you started working on the player controller? I don't know what the player controller is. What is the player controller? What is the player controller? Vendren Gaola, what is the player controller, sir? does the player controller serve? What does the player controller serve? I'm just joking around. Okay, so let's go back over here. So as you can see, this did load. You can see it says hacker login and 6.10.6 arch1 tty1. So I'm gonna go through the image real quick. It's kind of a trip. Easier to read that way though. Okay, so another alternative is that I make an ISO that, what do I make an ISO of? I think I just don't understand how ISOs or raw system files work. Or maybe it's a misunderstanding of like bootloaders or something. And I think if I'm going to make a distro, I need to fully understand how these things work, which is unfortunate because, guys, I'm just gonna be honest, I love the art of it. I built this kind of as a business like 2 years ago, or with the idea to make a business, because again I psyoped myself with a book that made me money conscious. 6.10.6 HackMatrix hacker login. Okay, so I think the stream can only see this, so I can actually try to log in. Did it work? Oh, it did. Nice. Well, at least I can show you it running on a laptop. That's not really it doesn't have anything to do with the distro. But I do want to show what it looks like running on such a low power machine. CB2 HackMatrix, I think. And then matrix, I think, is what I have to type. Matrix boots. It dumped the core. Oh, yeah. You can't just type matrix. I have to start X first. Okay, so then that boots me into HackMatrix directly, I think, is what that will boot me into. Oh, no. It boots me into a Termex. And then I can run Matrix from this. A Terminator. Classic. Oh gosh, I'm so disoriented. Okay, there we go. And then let's get a decent angle for you to see it. Okay, so this is its movement speed. Maybe the shadows seem a bit extreme on it. Or maybe it's just the textures itself. doesn't feel like a lot, but I think it's because of the way that the voxel like faces sort of play out. I think there's like just a high vertice count. I'm not sure if that's the case. I've not done the math, but it sort of feels like there's a high vertice count. So if I do a microvoxel setup, this machine certainly wouldn't be able to handle it. So I'd probably just keep with the OBJ file non-dynamic. Maybe, I'm not sure. This one though, seems like it would be able to handle it. Okay, kitty. Let's open up the kitty term. And then run the htop on it, I guess. Oops. So it's got pretty low CPU usage. You see it's a little, like, this is real time. You could ask, like, is that camera lag? Here's my hand. I think I need to, here's a pen. Let's use a pen. Let's not use my hand. Okay, so that's like real-time camera movement, so, I mean, it's a little, I don't know, the camera seems to contribute to some. But if I look at the screen myself, okay, it actually feels really smooth if I look at it directly on the LCD. It's the camera that sort of messes it up. It actually feels pretty smooth. It's slow, I'll give it that. But I think I would come to expect this speed if I used it on this machine all the time. What exactly was it that prevented us from doing this then? Like graphically at least. For like up until 2010. Maybe it's just that this requires something that's like a mainstream CPU at circa like 2012, circa 2015 or something. Maybe that's it. It looks sick on this like just huge LCD screen, in my opinion. Even though it feels a little slow. HP Pavilion, 1600 by 1920. Oh, you guys can't see it very well. Oops. Okay, I guess I can back up again. This is 1620, 1900, WM, NeoFetch. It says NeoFetch is the window manager. That's funny. So it's running an i3 4-core 5020U. So 2.1 gigahertz were a big deal at some point, you know. So maybe that's what it requires, or maybe it requires, you know, just a little bit of a progression in GPU. Actually, I don't want to do that there. So I'm going to launch the QCal matrix, I guess. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Oh, I guess I don't want to launch the QCal version. I guess launching the subcompositor version, which is what I was going to launch, would sort of not be in line with trying to get the distro installed and set up to be installed, especially from the live USB. But I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to run it, so I don't care if it's a bit distracting. Still somewhat in line because it's going to be booting a copy of HackMatrix. That's not the one that we're streaming from. I forgot how I ran this last time. Okay, so there's 3, 3, 4, 5. I don't use the API. I do forget what that actually gets set to, though. That voxel API. I think I need to then the launch file. I think I had to do that last time, actually. Okay, so it's just this, I guess. It's literally just this that I need. And I can actually, I believe, just launch that as that. So let's do 4.6 or 4.7. I think 4.6 works. So this is going to launch a HackMatrix. Let's get that loaded in. 3, 4, 5, 6. Must be an error. And as such, build matrix. Okay, so let's do that one more time. New make files are new make system, so I'll put this here. Put this here. Okay, so that should be a matrix that boots, and it is submatrix. Okay, so I'm actually, in order for this to look the same, I need to do this. Although I've already played this joke over and over and again. It would actually be funny. I wonder if I can actually do this. If I can open another matrix inside of this one, or if it's going to open, you know what I mean. Okay, so paste doesn't work, so I'll actually have to do all of that work again. I don't even know if I can. Okay, so I can highlight in this matrix. So I need to vim the launch file. And then what I had to do is I had to copy this just to get that environment variable and how to set it. Okay, and then I close this and I run that. But then I run it with a new port. 4.6 is already taken on this machine by this matrix instance. Oh gosh. I can't actually get back into the move mode in this matrix because it has the same hotkey. I can change that though, and I'm going to soon because it's useful to be able to move around in these submatrices. I need to change the sleep command here. There we go. The sleep actually isn't going to matter. In fact, I'm not even sure how I can unfocus from this window to see the matrix that gets created here. I don't think it's possible. But I can, whoops. But what I can do is test to make sure that that it doesn't boot as a window outside of this. Oh, dude, look at it. You see it right there, dude. It's a small matrix. Sorry, that's so funny to me. I have to change the hotkey to make this work. Okay, so I'm going to kill the submatrix, and you're going to see it disappear from inside here. Die, submatrix, die. Oh gosh, what's going on? For some reason, it's like in a loop that I can't exit. I can't exit this window. Okay, we'll just abort this matrix as a Frankenstein project that's gonna die later. That one's stuck. Let's do another one. Okay, so I think in the command history, I could kill it over here. I don't think I want to kill it though. Oh my god, dude. What is it doing? It's like printing a Wayland app buffer every tick to standard out. That is insane, dude. Look at that. Dude, the amount of standard output being written is crazy. That's gotta be fixed. That's definitely gotta be fixed. I'm glad I'm running this as subcompositor. I don't usually get to see the standard out. Bro, look at those seconds, guys. Look how fast that's increasing. Or how slow. That one's increasing. It's incrementing very slow compared to the other one. I started reading the message without reading the name first. Vinjren Geoma says, I wish I was smart enough to contribute to this. I love the idea of an OS that is a game engine. I wanted to make a game, but I don't play games, so just kidding. I was playing Morrowind when I decided to make this. It's the old Elder Scrolls game. This is just Power Linux though. I wish there was another term that meant something similar to OS, but meant a... I just broke some wood off of the... what is this? A platform I made. I wish there was another word that meant like a user kernel. And it's, I don't know, there's like a type of abstract OS that like is a very valid way to call something an OS, which is just like the set of interfaces that a user uses with the core system and doesn't exit. I consider that to be an OS. So like a window manager, if they don't exit it, it's like part of the OS. I wish there was another word that specified the sort of high-level version of an OS, not just like, oh, this manages your hardware. Vengerengeoma. Yeah, so if we talk about such things on my chat, I am going to stop reading and just ignore pretty much everything you say. So, seems like there's a lot of things you say. No psychobabble on my channel. Only esoteric information, my man. Okay, so that one was aborted. Or maybe left in a frozen state, which it can never exit. Stuck in its karma forever. So we need to go back to the HackMatrix here. We need to go grab the. I was going to rerun that. I was going to actually did it inside of this one, so I'll do it again here. So then we launch. I grab this. It's going to be, so those two are consuming 2 ports now. So I'll have to increment even more. So this is the OG, it consumed up to 7, so I need to start at 8. So 2 things I want to do is I want to do a sleep 4. And then I want to do a build matrix. There we are. Okay, so this is matrix number 1. Okay, so let's have a meetup in the temple. So HackMatrix user number 1 is in the temple. Okay, let's move to number 2. Okay, so I go to do the same thing. Okay, and then this one will be 4, 8, I believe. 4, 7, 8, 9. What was the one I launched over here? I can't even tell. I think this one's supposed to be 4, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I'm counting, guys. Count. sleep 3, sleep 3. Right, I'm going to zoom over here as fast as possible. We're setting up a congregation in the temple. Okay, it didn't spawn the window for some reason. Oh, because I didn't change it to build, maybe. Yeah. Okay, one more time. This time with the larger sleep, so that way I can get in position. Let's go. Temple congregation, let's go. Okay, so that's gonna look good. This is gonna be funny. I wish I could move them all, but I only have one keyboard and mouse, and I'm going to be in the single HackMatrix, so. Okay, so before we go to the temple, we have some order of business, because these two are not friends yet. They do not know each other. So we are going to invite them to each other, say hello to each other. So to do this, how did that even boot? That's my question. How did that even boot? I might have to kill one of these. Okay, let's take this one out. We'll have to reboot this one. Let's come over here and let's do localhost 7777. And let's increment until we find the crow server. There's the crow server. And let's just let's verify that the okay. So what I think is unfortunate is that might actually have to kill both of these. Oh no, I don't want to kill it from there. I want to kill it from here. Okay, well, it's dead and gone, so let's go to the source of the multiplayer, and we want to open the web GUI .cpp. Okay, so we have this port, and this sort of sucks, but I'm going to increment the port and then go to the build and then make that. And so this should be a configuration variable, but it's hard-coded, so I'm going to rebuild it, launch it, and then move to the next one, rebuild it, launch it, and then we'll have 2 crow servers that we can then send the multiplayer credentials to, and then link the 2 hack matrices, and they can convene in the temple. So basically what I'm doing is reinstantiating the feature, or re-expressing the feature I worked on yesterday, or revived yesterday. Okay. And so now I don't need build. I'll just run it in the build directory since that's where I was. Oh boy, let's get to where we want to be. Okay. So it crashed. Why did it crash? Oh, that's not good. Heyo, so that one's crashing. Let's see if this one crashes. Was it something I did? Yeah, it looks like it was actually. And so that actually is running the new crow server that I just built, I think. Which is strange. It's the one so it runs from that terminal, but it doesn't run from that terminal. That's a very strange thing. But that should have the new crow server. So if I were to increment this to 7779. Okay. So we're going to use localhost we need a server open. So, do I have a tmux anywhere? This one I can open the server on. Whoa. Oh, okay, I know where it is. Okay. Okay, so we are on the multiplayer server now. So let's take the guy on the multiplayer server, bring him over to the temple for a congregation. Let's do the same thing for the one that's broken. I don't know why it's broken, but it is. Before I do that, I actually have to recompile it again. So let's take care of that. Okay, so how would this work with a multi-monitor? It doesn't probably. No, it actually doesn't right now. I think it would grab a default display or something. Yo, what's up? Says Falco. Or I say what's up to Falco. What's up about to dual boot Arch for the first time? That's cool. What distro is this? I guess it's HackMatrix. Making a new distro. It's a window manager at the moment. Porter Box says back. So, oh, this is that weird 3D desktop thingy. Yep. How did you hear about it? Porter Box says, Dr. Beetle, bro, chill. It's just the 3D desktop environment made by him, bro. Wow, it's Kaylee says, I figured though also maybe worth thinking about in theoreticals. Maybe each monitor can act like a really, oh, yeah, that's actually a good idea. Well, thinking about it in theoreticals. I haven't read the idea that you just mentioned, so I'm going to read that now. Maybe each monitor can act like a really wide FOV if you wanted to, or multiple cameras. I feel like this would, yeah, I think maybe like if each character is composed of sub-characters and you can split them and then like send like your the classic example is like left brain, right brain. So you send your right brain off to go do a task and you send your left brain off to go do a task or just whatever. And you do that with multiple monitors. I actually used to have like a virtual box with Ubuntu and then a Windows machine, and then I would just like hop between the two, and it was basically like having two machines. So I could do that now with obviously Windows. Well, there goes the voxels. Yo, when you release HackMatrix 2.0 to the public, you should make a pre-compiled package so people can run it directly without compiling. Yes, agreed. I agree. Seen it on Twitter. Dr. Beetle says weird, but I respect it. Yeah, it is both of those things, I guess. Or weird and respectable, maybe. Okay, so this is built now, so I'm going to start let's get this set up for the multiplayer. So hopefully I can increment this to 9 and it just launches. Hopefully that's what it does. So let's put it up over here. 2, 3, 4. It doesn't launch, it crashes. Okay, so did I do that? I did that from build. Maybe that's the issue. If not, I actually don't know what's wrong with this because it launched from the other terminal. So it'd be a really strange thing if it just doesn't work. Weird. Okay. Okay, whatever. Oh, there it goes. It disappeared. Why? Is that a ZMQ problem? Okay. So that ZMQ was already taken. Probably a failed launch. There we go. Launch, do it, yeah. Okay. So this one's already connected via its Crow server. Let's go to the other one and connect it via its Crow server. So let's access its Crow server, which is only localhost right now. But so let's hit its local. Not oh yeah, I can't just directly ping it, I think. Whoa, what is localhost 7779, like that. And then okay, so it's there we go, there's the cross server. Okay. And then this just needs to be localhost or 127. And then let's go. Okay, now let's go back. Zippity doo dah. Multiplayer. I see him. Do you see him? He's right there. Look at the mouse. Right there. Zippity doo dah. Zippity my oh my, what a wonderful day. You can actually see him on the screen over there. So if you take a look over at the screen, you see his face, and you can actually watch him move around as I get closer and such. Turn. Yeah, multiplayer Linux. See the guy move. See his eyes move. Multiplayer Linux. Yeah, look at my green t-shirt. Look at me. Look at my face. Look at me say no. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't see me spawn a terminal. I'll spawn one directly in this guy's face. Can't see it. Doesn't see anything. Not yet, at least. Oh. The problem is if you kill it, he just freezes there and it's a dead zombie corpse. And if we reconnect, the dead zombie corpse will just remain. Server's a bit lacking, but we'll figure it out. It's a lot of windows. That one's locked up. That one is for the server. This one is the one that's locked up. I guess I can kill it. Maybe. That's the stream, so that one needs to stay open. That is the webcam, which was pointing at the hacker box, which I guess we can still keep open. So this would add a new level to this, which is actually, in order to get this one to connect, I would either have to drop the stream, because I would need to connect this to my router, which would then connect to my phone, because that's what I'm using as my internet. Or I would have to set up the server. It's actually really easy to set up on AWS, and then get this truly multiplayer, and I can reboot. And then anybody on stream who wants to join me in the game can play, I guess. I don't know. Not sure if I'm going to name it HackMatrix 2.0. I'm not sure exactly how I'm distributing things at the moment, but pre-compiled packages I think are the way to go. Okay, so we're, I think, probably 1 minute away from a new meditation alarm. You guys ready for the... Yeah, there it is. Prepare yourselves for another epic adventure with Kitty Term Meditation. With T-Rex. I need to drop that just a bit more. There we go. 5 lines. We're waiting for 5 lines of dots. Let the meditation begin. We take a moment of silence for dead past aspirations and revival of re-inspired aspirations and goals. How is Ubuntu working, HackMatrix working for you? Or how did it work for you? The meditation drop-off. Wonder if you can count the hours by it. It's actually probably possible. Ah, yes, it actually rings at 11, so that one did the same thing. It's like pre-hour drop-off. Or maybe that's where the hour starts. That would actually make sense, because it says 8:30 and then it's like right there, that's the 8:30. If that were where the hour starts, then that would be every hour. When I do the meditation, it just drops off. Gotta filter out the non-real ones, guys. Fucking maze of mirrors here. Alright. So what were we doing? I think maybe one of the next free things that I saw was getting the AWS HackRPG site set up, basically, or the server set up on this 2-hour late night stream. So to do that, one would go to their AWS account, or as I have taken to saying I would go to my AWS account. A lot of people say you would go to your AWS account. But not me, I say I. I need Cybernetical Logos, which is both a software package and a Gmail, basically. We need our good old Imfa. We're looking at 050. Oh, don't want to say that out loud. I guess you see it there too, so it doesn't matter. It expires in 5 seconds anyways. I used to work for this company. It's actually a nice company to work for. I enjoyed it. A lot of people say that AWS sucks, but I would rather work on infrastructure for whatever hassle that creates than to work on, what does Google work on now? Ads? Like, is it ads? That's what Google works on? Like, I don't know. The profit model of AWS is just so vastly superior to any profit model that pretty much any tech company besides NVIDIA now, NVIDIA is going to rock it, or it has. But yeah, AWS doesn't depend on ads. I guess Google and Microsoft cloud services don't either, but do they have their own corporations, actually? Like, they might. Anyways, easy to. That's the goal here. I guess most people don't have to go to their console to log into their machines, but first off, this is a micro, and it's for YouTube. I think I'm fine using two. So the YouTube one is meant for when I stream and I restart the HackMatrix. When I restart the HackMatrix, I would like to have a screensaver stream. So sometimes I log into this machine and then have it publish some stream that's just an image. Is this the public IP? Yeah. Which one of these is non-occupied? A lot of dead windows around here. What is this one? That's the camera. It's a graveyard. That's the server. It's a freaking graveyard over here, guys. There we go. Guys, from random key presses and typing the username Ubuntu, it said Kuntu. It's pretty late. It's pretty late at night. Permission denied. There's such a what? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I didn't auto-complete it, which means that it didn't have that. Let's go, we're in the server. I'm going to show you how this works actually. So I'm going to turn on the standby. And maybe I can do it this way. This is a bit aggressive because I'm going to pkill, but so I'm going to pkill, log back in, pkill the FFmpeg, which is streaming, log back in, and then turn on the standby. So let me do that. Pkill FFmpeg. Okay, and we're back on the stream. Or we should be. Yeah, we're back on the stream. We're live. So that was the image for the, I guess, standby.sh. You could probably use another image. It's not very clear what's going on in that image. Also, geez, so I consumed the other only terminal I have instead of reusing this one. Hold on. Prepare yourselves. I'm killing this stream once more, but it's going to reboot super quick. And we are back, just in a preserving area. We must preserve the precious kitty terms. You do not want to chop down your terminals. Just kidding. Okay, so this is the Ubuntu server that we're going to run boot server on, I guess. I suppose it'll work. Goodbye, everybody. Drop down to 1, and then there was 1. We're creating the boot server here, so to do that, maybe I want my name cheap. I want my domain name, perhaps. I suppose I could just continue to use that IP address, that public IP. Who needs a domain name? So I just need the server, I guess. And then I can just access it. It's that easy. I suppose that one is just you. Okay, so the first thing I think is I need to change